Okay, great. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am super excited. It's been a while since I ran a masterclass. It's probably been about 3 months. I was doing them really regularly last year. So I'm hopefully not out of practice, but I've got a 90-minute presentation for you. I'm going to be asking you to try some things out yourself. I won't ask you to, speak or say anything, just for you to try at home. Please do make as many notes as you can, because the information I'm going to give you will not only help you with your weight loss, but in all areas of your life. So I hope you're well. Feel free to use the chat as well. Let me just grab the chat up as well. Yes, thanks, Anne, you can hear me. I'm just kind of hovering in case there's anyone else that's not used Zoom before and they're trying to get in, but I think we're 4 minutes past, so I'm going to get started. So first of all, well done, because you guys are the ones watching the live, so you're in with a chance of winning a super duper prize 90 minutes energy alignment session with me. Now, I know you might not at this moment know what that even means, but by the end of the masterclass you will have a really good idea of the sort of things we can do with energy alignment and with manifesting. So I'm just going to invite you, first of all, to leave behind the distractions. Make sure you've got your notepad, make sure you're in a quiet space, and I'm going to invite you to set your intentions for this evening. So I always like to start with most of my things I do with taking a couple of deep breaths and just grounding myself, because we have probably had a really busy day. You've got, your to-do list going on in the back of your head and all of those other things. So we're just going to start with just grounding ourselves. So just invite you to just join me in taking a couple of nice deep breaths. So just taking a nice deep breath in and then holding and then breathing out. And just feel yourself completely settle as you do this. Just taking a nice deep breath in and hold and breathe out. And as you do this, just call all of your energy back and just set the intention to gift yourself the next 90 minutes. And I want you to just think about how you would like to feel by the end of this session. What are your intentions for being here tonight? And just so you know, it's my intention for you to just raise your vibrations, to explore what frequency you are on with your weight loss, and to understand how you can manifest really, really easy. So before we dive into me explaining exactly what I mean when I talk about energy work, I'm just going to let a few of the ladies in. Just connecting. Welcome, welcome. If you've just joined us, great to have you here. I just kicked off a few minutes ago. Haven't missed anything apart from us just grounding ourselves. So feel free to take a couple of deep breaths and just set this time aside for yourself. So just to make sure we are all on the same page, I just want to ask you a few questions. Feel free to give me a nod or put yes or no in the chat. So can you relate to this? Is this you? So you may have spent years and years dieting, you've had some success, but eventually you end up regaining the weight you've lost. So give me a yes or a no if you can relate to that. Yeah, great. You've probably got a list of food in your mind of foods that you shouldn't eat. And that means that when you do eat them, you end up feeling really naff. So that might be frustrated, you feel embarrassed, shame, guilt, and you just get really knocked off with yourself. So again, just give me a nod or a yes in the chat. Great, I'm seeing some yeses come through on the chat. Thank you, ladies. You've lost count of dare I say it, hundreds, if not thousands of pounds that you have spent over the years trying to lose weight. And actually, I'm going to skip on from that because I wouldn't even like to add that one up, if I'm honest, when I think back to my weight loss journey. And you've got lots of diet messages that you've probably learned and collected over the years that you now need to unpick. But the downside is, because you still want to lose weight, you feel like the only answer is to still go on a diet, which leaves you really confused, because it's like, well, I want to lose weight. So if I start not listening to those messages, how do I get it? Yeah, we all relate. Okay. So I just wanted to kind of share those with you, just to say that, like, you know, I'm on the same page, and this is where I've been for many, many years. And I also want you to know that this is not your fault. Okay. And like, I really, really genuinely mean that. We have grown up in a world that makes us feel a certain way about our bodies and about our weight and about how we should look. And we've been given so many mixed messages around food. And it's just, you know, I feel like we've got to a stage where it's got out of control, and we've been taught different ways to lose weight. And whilst, yes, they can be helpful, they can get us to our goal, and I'm certainly not anti-diet. I worked in the dieting industry for many, many years, but we are not supported enough with that weight loss. So this is where we all kind of, you know, we fall down. And I just actually thrown this in, it's not part of my plan to talk about this, but I just invite you to think about things from a different way. I want you to think about the fact that if you are an emotional eater, food has kept you safe for many, many, many years. Food, if you've used food to avoid feeling discomfort in any way, then that food has been there, you know, to just stop you having to feel too much discomfort. So it's like, rather than being cross with it, think, wow, you know, how clever that my mind has, you know, found a way to soothe me when I felt really uncomfortable. So maybe, you know, we can thank that part of us that kept us safe all these years. Okay. So just before we dive in, because I know I've got lots of ladies on the call that I've literally only met in the last 2 weeks at events, or that I've not even met, I don't even know who you are. So just a really brief introduction to who I am. My name is Jenny McDonald, and I am the Food Freedom Fairy. I've only recently rebranded as that. My little girl come up with the name. So I just felt that fits everything I do, because I genuinely feel like I've learnt magic, and what I share with you tonight, you will see, hopefully, how magic this can be. So I've worked in the weight loss industry since 2005, and I've helped thousands of women and a few men lose weight and find peace with food. I'm a certified and accredited emotional eating coach and transformational life and health coach. I've got a background in cognitive behavior therapy and transactional analysis, and I'm a Helix method mentor and trained in theta healing. There are energy modalities which I'm going to share with you this evening. I'm also a podcast host. If you haven't listened to the Power Over Food podcast, please go and check it out. There's 40 something episodes. And best of all, I'm a mummy. That is my little girl, Nancy. She is my world. So my weight loss story, just briefly, that's me at age 12, holding my little brother. He was a surprise baby. My dad had a vasectomy, so they wasn't expecting him. But that's another story. I was 12 years old, supposed to be the last one. And that was me. And as you can see, I was already quite overweight as a child. I was struggling with food. I was a secret eater. I became a serial dieter. My first weight loss class was, you know, around the age where I remember my mum and my nan kind of joining me into that cycle, into that club of trying to lose weight. I finally lost weight at age 26. I was a size 24. I was around 18 stone, and I finally managed to lose weight with a meal replacement diet. And then I discovered that I got lipedema, and they are my legs. When I got down to 10 stone. I was a size 8 on top, and my legs were still like that. If anyone doesn't know what lipedema is, it's an abnormal collection of fat cells in one area. And if you think you've got lipedema and you've just seen that picture and thought that looks like me, then feel free to drop me a message and we can chat about it, because it's a condition that so many people don't know about. So anyway, after transforming my relationship with food, I decided that I had to share this with the world. So I left the career I was in and went to work with a weight loss company. And over the years, things have evolved to where I am now. So that is me. And in addition to my journey, I stumbled about 3 or 4 years ago across a lady called Louisa Havers, who is an energy alignment mentor. She's created the Helix method, and her work literally fascinated me. And I just felt so inspired by her. I decided to train in the energy alignment method she taught. And that is what I'm going to share with you tonight. And I notice I've even got 1 or 2 clients watching. So thank you for joining us tonight. I'm super excited that you're also here. So welcome to you. So tonight we are going to cover, I'm going to dip into lots of things, but in a nutshell, the main things we're going to cover is the reason that you keep struggling with your weight. And it's not because you haven't got self-control or willpower. We're going to cover how to unlock your subconscious mind so that you can release beliefs that are keeping you where you are. And this is what is the game changer for manifesting. And then I'm going to show you how to activate your weight loss manifestations. And this is, again, it's the bit that's often missed when we're manifesting. Has anybody ever read The Secret, the book by Rhonda Byrne? It says we ask, we believe, and we receive. It's all about the law of attraction. So I think that, you know, there's a lot of truth in that, but there's a lot of things that we don't kind of get from it, we miss, which I will share with you tonight, because we definitely can ask, we don't always believe, and therefore we don't receive. So as you've probably gathered by now, I'm not here to talk about calories. I'm pretty sure you all know exactly what nourishes your body. It's more a case of why we don't do that when we know it. And that's where, you know, we get a little bit stuck. So I think we all know there's no magic wand when it comes to weight loss, but I also think that this, what you're going to learn tonight, is the closest you will get to feeling like something has shifted, like it can actually be that easy. It is like a magic wand. And I also like to do a disclaimer. This works beautifully if you do the work. And if you do what I'm going to teach you tonight every day, just for 2 minutes a day or 5 minutes a day, every morning or every night, you are going to see you will just become in flow with your relationship with food. And for my ladies on the call that are clients, they will know they've been doing this a while, and when they skip 3 or 4 days, they come out of alignment, their flow goes a little bit, and they know and the same for me. You know, I go on holiday and I stop practicing what I preach, and then I go, oh, why do I feel so out of alignment? So I will share with you all of that. And if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you details of how you can win this amazing prize to work with me for a 90-minute session. So let's dive in. Let's talk about energy first of all. So we know that everything in the universe is energy. Okay, we know that we are all just really bundles of energy in bodies. And I invite you to think about the universe in terms of frequencies and vibrations. So the simplest way to think about this is think about your Wi-Fi. You know, we are speaking through this, you know, the waves in the air, if you like. We have radios, we have X-rays, we have microwaves, and they all work on vibration frequencies. And, you know, even our mobile phones. So we're familiar with the concepts of waves and frequencies transmitting across the space and things changing as a result of that. And what I mean by things changing is if you are watching the TV and you decide you don't like the channel, you press a button, you change the frequency, and then you get a different picture on your screen. That program is already there running in the background. You just flip the frequency that you want to watch so that you tune into something different. The same with tuning in your radio. So I want you to think about yourself as having your own human Wi-Fi. Okay. So this is, you know, it's almost like we sometimes need to tune it in a little bit to get a better outcome in life. So whatever frequency you are operating on, you're sending energy waves out into the universe, and you receive those energy waves back. So this human Wi-Fi is what we call your aura, and I'm sure you've all thought about auras before. So it is also a recording device. So every memory, every experience, every emotion that you have ever gone through in your life is imprinted onto your energy field, and we store it there. So we carry it. So we might have let go of something, but we're still carrying it in our energy. So I want you to think about your head and your heart sending out these electromagnetic waves. And these waves affect your daily experience of your life, your environment, your relationships, your friendships, your family, work, health, and of course, your weight. So we all have a frequency that we are vibrating on, and we can actually measure this frequency. But if you think of a low frequency is a low emotion, like feeling sad, feeling shame, feeling anger, feeling frustrated. And a high frequency is excitement, joy. So, you can see that when you're on a higher vibration, you're feeling good. When you're on a lower vibration, you feel sad. And they say that the majority of the country is operating on around 200 when I can show you the Helix method vibrational scale, but basically around to 200, which is kind of like a mundane, bored, kind of, just plodding along with life. We do what we need to do. We get our 2 weeks holiday a year, and we're just in this kind of very low vibration. And really, we want to be operating on a high vibration. We want to be loving life. We want to be attracting in what we want. And obviously the weight loss that we want as well. So when I work on helping people to raise their vibrations, raise the frequency they're operating on, so that they can call in what they desire with ease and speed. And what's exciting is when you learn to do this, you can change your reality. So not only can you change your body shape, but you can change whatever you want in your life. That is manifesting. And the thing is, we're already manifesting every day. The life that you have right now is what you created. It's, every decision that you've ever made over however many years has brought you to where you are now, because you've manifested, you've called it in, and your thoughts and your beliefs that you've operated with over the past however many years will have helped you manifest where you are now. And that is great, because that also means that you can manifest whatever you want. You've just got to be a little bit more intentional about it. So let me know in the comments if you, when it comes to your weight, if you say things often like, I will always struggle with my weight. Maybe you say, well, I'm going to lose weight on holiday, but I know I'm going to put it back on again. It's just what I do. Or here's a real common one. I remember my mum saying this one: I only have to look at a cake and I put on 2 pounds. Yeah. you relate to that? Yeah, Joanne, thank you. 100%. All of these. Or that do you say, I've got no willpower? Or I can't control myself? Have you ever, do you hear yourself saying that? Oh, don't bring that in the house. I won't be able to leave it alone. I'll be eating it. So, think about how you talk to yourself, because the universe only hears what you tell it and what you think, so what you're sending out in your mind. And the universe will give you exactly what you ask for. It will say, oh, okay, you think weight loss is hard. You want weight loss to be hard. Okay, let's make it hard for you. Let me give you loads of things that are going to challenge you, loads of things that are going to make it really difficult for you. So I invite you to think about this self-talk, and I can do a whole other masterclass on this as well, but just catch your self-talk. Notice what you tell yourself. I will never lose weight. Now I've hit a certain age, it's harder. Now I'm with a new partner, it's more difficult. Now I've got a family, now I'm this, now I'm that. Yeah. What are you telling yourself about how difficult your weight loss journey is going to be? Do you tell yourself you just can't stop eating, that you're just greedy, that today's going to be an awful day with food, that you haven't got time, that food is your only pleasure? So imagine if your thoughts were changed, if you were sending out the vibration, the frequency of, this is going to be easy. I'm working on how to enjoy nourishing foods. I'm working on listening to my body. So if you if we make those shifts, it suddenly becomes easy. Now, the other thing you need to think about is your beliefs. So, we've just talked about a lot of them there, but you may have heard me say before, everything we believe affects our thoughts, and that affects our feelings, and that affects our behavior. So if you think about it like, if you're saying, I will always struggle with my weight, if that's what you believe, then your thoughts are going to be, why is it so hard? Why do I want to eat all the time? And then you're going to feel frustrated, you're going to feel cross, you're probably going to feel really hungry, and then your behavior is likely to eat more than planned, or to secret eat, or to not do what you want to do around food, because your head's telling you that you can't you can't do it. So imagine if you change that belief, if you could program yourself to believe that you find it easy to release weight. So if that was your belief, I find it easy to lose weight, what might your thoughts be? How might you feel? How might you then behave? Because it's easy. Yeah, hopefully this is resonating with you. Now, something that's been around for years, your beliefs, your thoughts, your feelings, your behavior, it's from CBT, cognitive behavior therapy, but something that's always been missing is the other reason we find it so difficult is our identity. Our identity comes before we get to the beliefs. Okay, so our identity is who we are, or who we believe we are, and what we believe our place to be in the world is. But often our identity keeps us stuck. So I don't know if you've ever been really fired up about making a change. Let's stick with our weight. So you're really excited. It's like, right, this is it. I'm doing it this time. And you're so motivated just thinking about that place you want to be. And then you don't allow it in. You just don't allow yourself to reach that ideal place that you want to be. It's like, it's not who I really am. It's not quite where I can be. Or if you do allow yourself to get there, you don't allow yourself to stay there. You sabotage yourself to keeping that weight off. So whether it's weight loss or a relationship, a career, we get stuck and we don't allow ourselves to reach true happiness. And the hidden reason why we're stuck is that identity, what we hold in the different layers of our consciousness. And I will come back to consciousness in a moment. So to have the ability to manage your weight long term, you need to believe that you are the person that can. And if you can, change that identity to being someone who has this peaceful relationship with food, then you're going to find it really, really easy. I talk to my clients all the time about becoming the 2.0 version of themselves. So let me ask you, can you see yourself as that 2.0 version of you? Can you see yourself living the life without worrying about food and weight? Let me know. Yeah, can you imagine that? Or when you think about it, is it like, yeah, probably not right now at the moment. I'd love to say yes, but I don't really. And again, I'm going to teach you how to do that, but it's okay. So Glenda says, I desire it. Yes. Okay, great. Thank you, Glenda. Okay, so we're going to need to work on that identity. And let me just share, this is Jill. I worked with Jill for 12 weeks in one of my programs. She lost a stone in 12 weeks, but most importantly, her words, and you can see this on a video clip on my website, she said, I am Jill 2.0. I am no longer the Jill who started this program. And that was just like, to me, it was like she had literally skipped a timeline. She had changed her identity to this person that doesn't have this issue with food. And that's what was really exciting for me when we finished those 12 weeks. So let's talk about our layers of consciousness. Now, I'm sure that you've probably seen this before. So how do we change these beliefs? Well, we need to work on these different levels of consciousness. So you know that your conscious mind is responsible for about 5 to 10 at the most, 5 to 10% of your thinking. Okay, so it's quite crazy when you think about it. So your conscious mind is where you're intentional, where you make choices. So you'll choose to lose weight from your conscious mind. You'll decide you're not happy and you'll make that choice. Now, the bit underneath, or a lot of the huge bit underneath, that is your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is that huge collection of unintentional, habitual thoughts, behaviors, values, actions, where your identity is. And this has the biggest impact on your outcomes because you are making most of your daily decisions from your subconscious mind. So you choose to lose weight from your conscious mind and you're all fired up, and then the majority of your decisions you make every day come from your subconscious. So, you know, all of that automatic behavior, all of the patterns you've developed around food are just happening anyway. And it's like, why can't I lose weight? Well, your subconscious mind is literally running the show. And then on top of that, we also have what we call our superconscious or our higher self. And this isn't talked about a lot. It's becoming talked about a little bit more now. So I like to call it my higher self. And this is your true self. This is where you get like moments of inspiration from. This is where you get guidance from, where you get, you know, the light bulb moments. And sometimes there are light bulb moments and you run with it and it changes your life, whether it's a business decision, whether it's about your weight or whatever, and your intuition comes in and you've got this guide going, yeah, let's do this. This is amazing. Why didn't I think of that? But then what tends to happen is because we're most of the time in our subconscious mind, it goes, you shouldn't do that. No, that won't work. So then you slip back. So you get, you know what you need to do. You've got that golden nugget, but you don't do it because your subconscious mind is, you know, holding you back. It's filled with all of the years of, you know, not achieving, not being successful with your weight. It's filled with the self-doubt, with the pains and the shames and the embarrassments that we've gone through, whether that's with weight or any other area of our life. And that is why we don't move forward. And all of this is affecting your human Wi-Fi, your electromagnetic waves that you send out into the universe. So, all the reasons you want to lose weight, to feel comfortable in your own skin, have a healthy relationship with food are held in your conscious mind. And all the reasons why we don't allow it to happen is held in our subconscious mind. And in a moment, I'm going to get you to try something out. But just before we do, a couple of other things, your comfort zone. Okay. So your comfort zone is where you currently are with food and weight. And this is your current identity. Okay, so this is who you are. This is what you do if you eat late at night, if you skip meals. This is who you are. That is where you're comfortable because it's where you know, it's familiar. Okay, and then when you start to step out of your comfort zone, you trigger your subconscious mind to start screaming at you. So if you think about your monkey mind, if you like, it's really quiet when we're not doing anything about losing weight. You don't hear it, do you? Then as soon as you start trying to make that change, it's like, oh no, we're getting a bit too far away from our current identity. Don't feel it's quite safe here. So your monkey mind starts giving you lots of reasons why you can't achieve what you want. It starts throwing obstacles in the way. It makes you question yourself. It says, well, what if people don't like me if I lose weight? What if my sister doesn't talk to me because she struggles with her weight? What if this? What if that? What if I can't keep it off? So our brain works really hard to stop us failing. It doesn't want us to feel discomfort. And, especially when you've dieted for years, the discomfort is not, it not being successful. So it will tell you every reason why you shouldn't lose weight or why you shouldn't embark on whatever weight loss program you're going to do. And our subconscious mind, it's great to keep us in a comfort zone when we're in danger. So if you think back to many, many years ago, you might have come out of your cave and there's a lion there. Great. It wants us to, be aware of danger and not step out of that comfort zone. But when it's something that can be really good for us and it's something we really, really want, we have to try and work around that and allow our subconscious mind to come on the journey with us, which is all part of the process that you have to take yourself through. So one last thing before we look at shifting our beliefs, and that is energy states. Okay, so there are three types of energy states that you can be in at any one time. We have receptive, or it's known as being in flow, and we all know what it's like to be in flow. It's like, you know, when everything is going well, you just feel like you're on a roll. You know, you attract new opportunities in your life, you meet great people, your relationship's thriving, work's going really well, you're eating healthy food that nourishes your body, you get loads of extra time at home, you even get to watch a movie on a Wednesday evening, you know, like, it's just like, wow, just life is in flow. And that's just like the best place to be. And we are in flow, we are in this state of energy when we are vibrating on a higher frequency. Okay, so that's when you're in flow state. And then we have resistance. I've done the car pictures because it's like being in flow. It's like, woo. Resistance is when you've got that foot on the pedal. It's like, you know where you want to go, but you're in a traffic jam. It's like you stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. And it feels like you're making, you know, a few steps forward and then 3 back. It's just like something's keeping you stuck. There's some resistance there as to why you are not moving forward. And it's that kind of, you know, you're veering off track because you've got a weekend, so you blow it and then you think, oh, what's the point? And it takes you a while to, you know, get back into that flow state. And often we feel this, but we don't necessarily know where it's coming from. And it's usually because of trapped emotions and beliefs that we're holding within our energy field and our subconscious. So just think about, you know, whether you are in resistance at the moment with your weight, whether you're trying to do something, and just as you get going, your resistance is kicking in and it takes you out of the game. And then finally, we've got reversed energy. And this is like we're driving backwards. It's like, I know exactly what I want, but I'm going away from my goals. Why am I eating all the time? Why am I just, you know, doing everything that I know isn't going to take me that way? So it's like you're in reverse and you start to manifest all sorts of obstacles. So you attract invitations for meals out that you know it's going to be 3 courses and you don't really want to eat it, but you just seem to keep getting invited to places. Or, you know, you get in flow and then all of a sudden you're really ill and you feel like you can't follow what you set out because you don't feel very well, so it throws you off track again. And this feeling of being out of alignment has a huge impact, not only on our weight, but on our mental health and on the whole of our lives, because we all know that when we're not comfortable with ourselves, it has this ripple effect to what invitations we accept, how we feel about ourselves at work, and so on. So how do we solve all of this? Because if we can solve all of this, it allows us to manifest with ease. So I mentioned before the rules of The Secret. So we need to ask, we need to believe, and we need to receive. Now, what I have learned is that we need to ask daily, and I'm going to give you something at the end so that you can do that easily each day. And we need to believe. And I think this is the problem. Most people don't believe. As I say, their identity doesn't say they are that person. So we're going to change that. So this is, to me, successful manifesting. We need to release any beliefs that are keeping us stuck. We need to align our levels of consciousness, and then we can stay in flow with our energy. And when we're in that flow, it just happens. So let's take you through releasing some beliefs. Okay, so I know a few of you are familiar with muscle testing, with energy kinesiology. Oh, and I say I'm a sabotager. It won't last. I can't myself achieving it. You can't see yourself achieving it. Yeah, and exactly. Sorry, I missed that comment, but yeah, exactly that. You know, it's all these things that you tell yourself over and over again, and you just end up believing it. So energy kinesiology, or it's known as muscle testing, or the sway test, is basically using your body as a dowsing device. Do you know what? I know Amanda's here. I was at a networking event last night with Finder Biz, and there was 3 of us standing in the kitchen area and we were all swaying. I was teaching them this. I get so excited about it. But basically, it is a way to unlock your subconscious mind so that you can receive the answers you need to help you. And all you're going to do is you're going to learn how to get a yes or no answer from your body. So in order to do this, what you're going to need to do is you're going to stand up with your feet hip width apart, and you can put your arms by your sides. I quite often have my hand on my heart, but you put your arms by your side, and you are just going to go within. You're going to set the intention that if you sway forward, it means yes. And if you sway backwards, it means no. So I just invite you, first of all, we're going to test this out. We're going to have a little play. So stand up, feel free to turn your camera off if you're not comfortable. It's absolutely fine. But I just invite you to stand up, and you are just going to go within, set the intention that if you sway forward, it means yes. And if you sway backwards, it means no. Okay. So once you've set that intention, I just invite you to try and stay within. I just want you to test it with your name. So quite simply, just either say out loud, or if there's 2 of you watching, maybe think in your head, my name is, and say your name. And just feel that sway. Just wait for that sway. So my name is, and wait to see if you get a pull forward. You should pull forward. That is a yes. Now, if you are completely new to this, I'm just going to explain it again. Joanna, I've seen your question. Don't need to set any intention right now, but I'll come back to that. So just again, just close your eyes, go within, set the intention that if you sway forward, it means yes. If you sway backwards, it means no. And then just think in your head or say out loud, my name is, and your name. And just let me know that you've got a sway there, just so I can check we're all up to speed. If anyone's struggling, let me know. And when you're up there, you can also test. So you can test like, I have 2 children, and you'll get a yes or a no. And you can test with, I drive a yellow car. But just have a play. Just ask yourself questions that you know the answer to. I have 3 cats. I'm just making things up now. I am 21. I wish. Okay, so we've got a wow, yes, from Anne. Louise, I had a yes, great. So if anyone hasn't got the sway nailed, please let me know now, because I will move on. It's great. Thanks, Glenda. I know you're familiar with this. I know you love this work. Okay, I just felt like wow when I learned this, because it just fascinates me how we can do it. Okay, Joanna, you say sort of. Don't worry, keep practicing, because if you're completely new to this, then it is a little bit of a strange sensation, and it's just about getting to know your body. So feel free to just keep testing. Okay, and you can watch the replay and come back to this. But the idea, I always say to my clients, the first thing I want you to do is to be able to trust your sway. I want you to practice with this, so you get to a point where everything you ask, you know that you've unlocked that subconscious mind, and that you trust the answers because you've tested it with lots of things you know the answers to. Thanks, Joanna. So next up, I want you to test the belief around resistance to losing weight. So if you can just stand up and say, I have resistance to releasing weight. I have resistance to releasing weight. And I would imagine that most, if not all of you, will get a yes, because that is why you're here, unless you've already worked with me, in which case we've probably released this one. So I have resistance to releasing weight. Okay. Yes, Glenda's got a yes. Natalie's got a yes. Okay. I have resistance to releasing weight. Now, if you do get a no to this one and you're thinking, no, I haven't got resistance to releasing weight, maybe you've got resistance to keeping weight off, then you could test that one instead. So I have resistance to maintaining my weight loss. You could try that one. Okay. So nobody's put any comments in apart from yeses. Thanks, Terry. So I'm going to again move on. Please do ask if anything is not clear. I know some of you are probably just working in the background with it. So what I would like to do now, thanks, Anne. What I would like to do is I would like to guide you through releasing that weight, because I don't want you to have any resistance anymore to releasing weight. So I'm going to take you through the process that I would use with my clients to release a belief. And then what we will do at the end, we will muscle test, and hopefully you will get a no when you ask that question in a couple of minutes' time. So the way this works is, I'm going slow in case anyone is trying to catch up or but please do ask me and I can explain again. So what's going to happen is I'm going to take you through a releasing process. I'm going to ask you to go within. I'm going to ask you to breathe a couple of times. I'll guide you through, and then we are going to say a statement. I will say the statement slowly. It's basically a releasing statement, and you're releasing across all planes, times, dimensions, and all levels of consciousness. I will say the statement in little sections, and you will repeat it out loud. The first time you will say it out loud. The second and third time you're going to just say it in your head. So you're just going to think or follow along with my words. And again, I'm going to guide you through this, so you haven't got to remember anything. And then we'll check that it's been released, okay? So when you feel ready, I just invite you to join me. And I'm going to be doing some energetic work this side as well. So I just invite you to take a nice deep breath in. And breathe out. And just breathe in for 4. And breathe out for 4. And just breathe in for 4. And breathe out for 4. And then I just invite you to say the following statement. I am ready to release any resistance I am holding to releasing weight with ease and speed. I release this across all planes, times, dimensions, and all levels of consciousness. And take a nice deep breath in and breathe out. And each time you breathe in, I invite you to breathe in grace and love. And each time you breathe out, I invite you to breathe out any energy that no longer serves you. And I just invite you to imagine that there is a bright white light with a hue of green just coming down from above over your crown and washing over your entire body. And this is disintegrating energy that no longer serves you. And if you feel any tension in any area of your body, feel a little niggle in your shoulder, in your back, then just focus that light in that area. because that's likely to be where you are holding this resistance. And then this time I want you to repeat the words in your mind. I am ready to release any resistance I am holding to releasing weight with ease and speed. I release this across all planes, times, dimensions, and all levels of consciousness. And take a nice deep breath in and breathe out. Breathing out any energy that no longer serves you. Bringing that light, that white green light down from above, washing over your crown, over your shoulders, and over your entire body. Taking any energy that no longer serves you down into Mother Earth. And then just repeating in your mind for the final time, I am ready to release any resistance I am holding to releasing weight with ease and speed. I release this across all planes, times, dimensions, and all levels of consciousness. Taking a nice deep breath in and breathing out. Just take a moment to allow that to integrate. Just notice that we spoke to all 3 levels of your consciousness, which is why we do that releasing 3 times. And then when you feel ready, I just invite you to just get ready to test your sway. And I invite you to just give yourself a little tap between the breastbone, if you like. It's called a thymus thump. So just give yourself a bit of a tap just to release any energy, just to clear that. And then when you're ready, just setting the intention that a forward sway is yes and a backward sway is no. I want you to just ask that question again. So let's check if we have released that for you. So you're just going to say, I have resistance to releasing weight. And hopefully you will have a backward sway. I have resistance to releasing weight. Just let me know in the comments if you have released. Glenda's released. Natalie says, wow, amazing. Released. Okay. So just let me know. If you haven't released it, you may need to go back and repeat that process. But I am going to keep moving because we could be here all night. So Lee, you're still working on it. And took a few moments, but yes. First time I said it went forward, second time back. So Louise, just give yourself another thymus thump here. So just clear the energy, set the intention again, ask for your answer to be your true answer, and then muscle test again. I have resistance to releasing weight. Now, the other thing, and I haven't got time obviously to cover everything tonight, but great, Terry, you've released it as well. We can also hold beliefs on different layers. So we can hold these beliefs on what we call our core layer, which is right here now. But we can also have it on a genetic level. We can have it on a collective consciousness level, past life level, if you like, and we can have it on our soul level. So usually when I'm working with clients, we muscle test and we check and we release on all of the different levels. But I don't want to complicate things too much, and also I want you to get the next section. And I didn't think everybody would still want to be hanging around if I overrun too much. So Pauline's released as well. Great, thank you. So, but please do, if you've got any questions, do ask. So I'm going to assume that everyone has cleared that belief. As I say, if you haven't, please go back, please rewatch and go through that releasing again, or drop me a message. I'm more than happy to talk you through. And as I say, when you know, we can look at different levels that you may be holding that on. So I'm going to move on to the next stage. Oh, that's your releasing statement. So Carol, I just want to share Carol. So Carol worked with me over 18 months ago, I think it is, but she was really skeptical at the beginning about how things were going to work. And she was like, I'm not sure about this because I'm not being given a diet plan to follow. But Carol now no longer feels guilty about eating, and it means it doesn't knock her off track. But what we found that Carol had some trapped emotion, trapped beliefs in her digestive system. So we can also muscle test for different area of the body where you might be holding trapped emotions or trapped trauma. And once she had released that energy, that resistance and that emotion in the digestive system, it made things kind of flow easier for her. So it is so powerful what you can do with this. And you know, this can be used for illnesses. We hold trapped illnesses in our bodies and all sorts. That's not, you know, why I went into learning about energy alignment, but it's amazing what you learn and what else can be done with this type of work, you know, so just throwing that in there in case you've never come across this before. So back to successful manifesting, we've released the belief that you're going to struggle with your weight. So I'm going to teach you now how to align your levels of consciousness so that you can stay in flow. So we do something called connecting to our higher self. So I'm going to talk you through how to do this. So once we've connected to our higher self, we are basically aligning the levels of consciousness. Remember, I talked about your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and your higher self. So we're going to bring them all into alignment. And once we've done that, we're going to use the universal laws of attraction, of vibration, of action, and momentum to help you to activate your intentions. And that intention, I know that question was asked earlier, your intention, I'm guessing, is to lose weight with ease and speed and to have a peaceful relationship with food. So connecting to your higher self, I'm going to walk you through this. Now, this is, again, just something you do by breath work and setting the intention. So I just invite you to, again, just join me, and I'm going to read the statement or say the statement so that you can say it out loud. So just invite you to just take a nice deep breath in for 4, hold for 4, and then breathe out for 8. Just breathing in for 4, hold for 4, and breathing out for 8. And just invite you to breathe in this way once more, breathing in for 4, holding for 4, and breathing out for 8. And I invite you to just imagine your soul star chakra about 12 to 18 inches above your head. You can just imagine this as a blue pearl hovering above your head. And this is your connection to your higher self, your connection to all that is. So just imagine a bright white light coming down from above through your soul star chakra and into the crown of your head. And then I just invite you to hear these words. You can say them out loud. And if that doesn't feel aligned, then just allow them to go into your mind. Speaking to all levels of my consciousness, I am creating a clear channel of communication and manifestation between my subconscious, my conscious, my higher self, so that they are perfectly aligned and 100% connected, and all working towards my highest path and purpose. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so you are now connected to your higher self. That is something I do every morning, just to be connected. Okay, and now I'm going to take you through creating a sizzling faith activation. Caroline, welcome. I know you've just joined us. We are on the last bit, so you may prefer to dip out and wait for the recording. Feel free to stay, but I've kind of covered quite a lot already. We're on the home stretch now, so it's completely up to you. But welcome, and thank you, Caroline, for joining us. So as I say, if you prefer to watch the replay, I completely understand. So your sizzling faith activation. So this is what you are going to use for your manifesting. This is when you are really going to call in what you desire. So this is how you supercharge your manifesting, and you can use this once a day, or you can use this day and night, morning and night. So I want you to create your own statement. So I hope you've got a pen and paper there, and it's going to start with, how good does it feel? So how good does it feel now that I am? Now you can choose whatever. It might be now that I am and await, but it could also be, how good does it feel now that I am eating to nourish my body? Now that I am releasing weight with ease? Now that I have aligned to my optimum weight? So you choose whatever fits for you, but that's going to be your statement. So how good does it feel now that I, and you insert what you would like to achieve, what your outcome would be. Okay. How good does it feel now that I, and whatever you feel, eating to nourish my body? I am at my optimum weight. I am a specific weight, whatever that is. And then I want you to think about the emotions. Manifesting is really about feeling the emotion. And this is where we often miss, we want something, but we don't lean into that feeling. So I want you to link in with how you're going to feel when you achieve this. So this could be, I feel excited, I feel empowered, I feel at ease, I feel happy, I feel at peace, I feel relieved, I feel successful, I feel grateful. Whatever it is that you're going to feel when you achieve this, I want you to pop that as your second line. And then the statement, I allow this in across all planes, times, dimensions, and all levels of consciousness. So you're calling it in across the different planes, across the different times and dimensions, and the different levels of consciousness that we have spoken about already tonight. So your subconscious, your conscious, and your higher self. Okay. I'll just give you a moment. Hopefully you've all scribbled that down. So I'm just going to repeat it once more for anyone that's watching on a phone and can't read that. How good does it feel now that I, insert your goal, I feel, insert your feelings, I allow this in across all planes, times, dimensions, and all levels of consciousness. Now, what we're going to do is use this as like your sizzling faith activation. You're going to do this for 2 minutes with some music. I'll pop the music on in the moment. And what I want you to do, and I'll guide you through this, is I want you to feel into the energy of love. So I want you to try and think of either somebody you love with all of your heart, and just, call in that energy of love, call in that feeling of love. So you're opening up your heart chakra, you're expanding your energy field, and then you are going to repeat this statement out loud. Now, what I'm going to do through this 2 minutes is I will help you set the scene, and then I'm going to leave it to you to say out loud for 2 minutes, How good does it feel now that I feel blah, 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 I allow this in. You're just going to keep saying it. But as you're saying it, I want you to visualize that you are already there. I want you to see yourself as that 2.0 version of you that has achieved a peaceful relationship with food, that is completely there. Okay, now just before I go on, let me just check that you can hear my music again, and then we will do this sizzling faith activation. So can you hear that music? Please let me know. Great, fantastic. Is it loud enough? Yeah, great. Okay, so I invite you, go with it, to close your eyes and just take a nice deep breath and just call in the energy of love and feel yourself at your optimum weight, and just notice how you are making different decisions around food. Notice how easy it is to make those decisions. Notice what you're wearing. How good does it feel? Notice how you bounce out of bed. Just see your day panning out in front of you, eating nourishing food, moving your body with ease and releasing weight with speed. And then I just invite you, whilst you're in this place, to keep feeling that wonderful feeling that you have created, that your 2.0 version of you is already experiencing. And I would like you to repeat your sizzling faith activation for 2 minutes. I will leave you to do that now. I'm sorry to steal you away from that wonderful place. Let me know how you are feeling. Let me know. I love doing this. I do this every day, except when I'm on holiday. But it feels so great to raise your vibration, to raise your frequency, and just go into that place where you are visualizing that 2.0 version of yourself and you are calling it in. Anne says she feels lighter. Glenda feels fantastic. Amazing. Couldn't stop smiling all the way through. Beautiful. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Glenda. And I love Glenda's how good does it feel statement as well. Okay. Louise, you found it hard. That's completely normal for some people. If you have never kind of done any sort of visualization, sometimes people find it really hard to go to that place. A little tip, I say, if you're trying to visualize yourself and you're struggling with that visualization, try and visualize a scene that you're really familiar with. So for example, Christmas Day, we can all visualize Christmas Day, whether that is sitting around the Christmas tree, whether it's the Christmas meal with family. We can all visualize a Christmas day. So try and go to a place that you're familiar with and then visualize yourself in that place at your ideal weight. That might help you, Louise. And it is a case of practicing. If you have never gone to that space before, it's quite difficult. And also, I appreciate right now I'm trying to get you to concentrate on being in that place and saying out your activation, so can take a few times to settle in. So Louise, I hope that helps you. Terry, feel relaxed. Had pins and needles in my shoulder. Hopefully that was a good pins and needles. Sometimes I can feel a sensation running through my whole body, and it's almost like the vibration is like raising and taking me up. Caroline, great, brilliant, glad you enjoyed, Caroline. Joanna, yes, found it hard to stop the negative thoughts creeping in, but I'll keep trying. Loved inviting in the warmth of being loved and visualizing that. Yeah, absolutely. It's, as I say, if it's the first time you've done this, can feel really strange. Watch the replay before it kind of comes down, so that you can just embed what you've learned tonight and align yourself to being able to manifest. Because if it's new to you, it is, it's like you're almost like learning to exercise a new muscle. If you went to the gym, you go repeatedly and repeatedly to build up those new muscles and get them working. And this is the same thing. You are, you're raising your vibration, but we need to repeat and repeat and repeat to keep us in that flow state, so that we are, this little bit of work comes really easy to us. And it's almost like, you look forward to it. I love going to the place that I want to be in my 2.0 version of me. So I can't wait in the morning to switch on my music and just go into that space for 10 minutes. It sets me up for the whole day. So it's just practicing. Pauline, so relaxing, warm and safe, chilled. Great. Glad you enjoyed it, Pauline. I know you're a pro at this anyway. The next thing, now this is really, really important, ladies, because again, not something that we tend to do, but I want you to live in the energy of the question of how is it so easy to release weight? I don't know why the other is there something that happened with my slide there, but how is it so easy to release weight? And the reason I asked you to do this is, first of all, quite often we go around asking the question of, why is it so hard? Why can't I do it? Why am I always hungry? Why am I always this? So I want you to start thinking and living in the energy of, how is it so easy? And just remember that what you've just done through that sizzling faith activation, that manifesting, is you have raised your vibration. You are calling it in. So now put that question out into the universe. How can it be easy? It's almost like you're popping it on a post-it note and you're asking how it can be easy. And what I tend to do is, when I do my little alignment each day, I then write down my question, how can it be easy? And I just sit there for 2 minutes and I think, what can I do today to make it easy? What can I do this week to make it easy? And I just see what comes into my head. And when you are constantly living in this vibration, what happens is you'll get what I call downloads throughout the day. You'll just get little ideas come to you, or opportunities to just lose weight easy. You might get a friend say, do you fancy going out walking every day? And you're like, Actually, yeah, I do. Or somebody just saying, I've tried this and, it really works. And you're just like, oh, yeah, great. Or you might get the opportunity just to do something that is going to enable you to nourish your body and to release weight really, really easy. So as I say, see it as sending out a message into the universe, asking, how can you make it even easier for me, please, universe? Tell me, what is it that I need to know today? Okay. And then the other important thing is taking aligned action. So as much as the secret says, ask, believe, receive, we have to take aligned action. Manifesting is great and it works, but we still have to put the wheels in motion. We can't sit and do this every day and then go and eat, or a lot of unhealthy foods, because it won't work. But the idea is, when you raise your vibration, when you're in flow, you are going to want to serve your body better. You are going to want to make different decisions around food, because you're going to be in that energy of, I release weight with ease and speed. Therefore, all my decisions around food come a lot easier. I'm a lot more relaxed around food. I'm a lot more, I don't like using the word in control, but, in control of my choices around food, because you're just in flow. You're in that flow state. Okay. So taking the aligned action to, whatever comes up for you when you live in that energy, how is it so easy? Take the aligned action, put the wheels in motion. And just a little tip for you is, we want your nervous system to feel really safe to allow in this new normal. And particularly as we, the first few days might be easy, but as you start seeing that weight come off, your nervous system can start, bubbling up and being like, we're moving away from that comfort zone. Take me back there, please. I'm scared I might fail. So what you just need to do is self-soothe. Just remind yourself, and you can take some nice deep breaths, just calming your system, activating your parasympathetic system, and just say words like, I am safe, I am calm, I choose to be here, I am supported and protected as I allow more in. And I know there's some of you on the call that maybe have lost a substantial amount of weight, and maybe you're a little bit stuck where you are right now. And that might be your subconscious, your energy field kicking up, saying, hang on a minute, we've got this far, but I'm not sure I want to go any further. What if I don't keep it off? So therefore, reassure your system, your nervous system, that this is safe, that you are choosing to be here. Don't let your subconscious pull you back to that set point. Okay. So we are nearly there, ladies. Thank you so much. Please do fire any questions in the chat. Oh, my last client that I just wanted to share with you, Hannah completed 12 weeks. So she was actually worked with me one-to-one, and she just said that the whole program just totally improved her quality of life on a mental and emotional level. And she just made some huge shifts in her life, and not even necessarily around food, but just feeling better about herself and life. And then the food stuff was coming after that, because we've got to get ourselves in the right place, in the right frequency, before we need to really worry about the food. And obviously, yes, the food is hugely important, what we're putting in, but we need to get ourselves in the right place first. So couple more slides and I'm going to let you ladies go. So I did say I've got a special invitation to work with me, and I also said that there is going to be a prize for someone to win a one-to-one session with me. So I really wonder, now you've had an overview of what energy alignment is, whether you would like to win that prize, whether you're like, yeah, I want to kind of work on releasing some more beliefs that might be trapped. I want to go through the process of, looking at the different areas of my body, my digestive system, whatever. Hopefully that, you are excited that you might be winning that prize. Thank you, Pauline. You so agree with Hannah. Pauline's also worked with me for 12 weeks and made some huge shifts. Over the past 2 years, over the past 2 years, I have been offering group programs, and each time I've launched a group program, I've tried to gain feedback on the length of the course, the content of the course, and what really works, whether it's live coaching, whether it's recorded lessons, and of course the price point, because I want to make it accessible for everybody so that they can choose to do this if they want to. And what I have kind of worked out is that that I can offer what I call an entry-level program that gives you great foundations for food freedom. So I've given it away. I'd like to introduce the Food Freedom Foundation program. So it's basically an 8-week program, and it's combining all of my energy alignment work, well, not all of it, because there's a lot of it, but a lot of energy alignment work, and some deep mindset work, and a smidge on food. And I say a smidge on food because I do believe that we all know exactly what what is nourishing for our bodies. So you don't need to spend a lot of time on that. But I do have a process that I like to take ladies through about creating their own food framework, moving away from diets, and how to, take everything you've learned over the years, but put it into, your own way of eating rather than following someone else's work, plan. And someone said to me, oh, will you not give me a diet plan? And it's like, if I give you a diet plan, you'll follow it for a little while, and then you'll go, oh, Jenny's making me follow this, I don't want to do it. And that's what we do with diets. So this is why it's really important to create your own food framework. So in this program, you would learn how to raise your frequency and vibration. There's a lot more to it than what I've showed you tonight. We kind of just keep stacking on and manifesting in different ways. How to create your new identity, your 2.0 version of you, and how to bring that into reality. And and a little bit of the food stuff, and balancing, getting off the blood sugar roller coaster. Many of us are used to counting calories, and counting calories really isn't the key. What the key is stopping your body going on that blood sugar roller coaster, because then you're not going to be fighting the cravings for sugar and for food every time you are in that kind of flow of you've eaten sugar for breakfast and you're craving something at 10 o'clock. So how does it work? Well, as I say, there's 8 group coaching sessions. So I've decided this time I'm going to deliver the lessons live, which means that you haven't got to then go away and watch lessons if you don't want to. However, on top of delivering the lessons live each week, you will also get what I call a clean recording. So all of the lessons that I'm going to teach, they're already recorded in another program. So you're going to get that as well, which means if you miss a lesson, or if you want to relearn it, you want to rewatch it, you can go back into your portal, you'll have your own login, and you can choose which lessons you want to recap on. So there's also downloadable worksheets, so you get everything on a printout so that you can write on them, so you can make your notes as we go through the program. You also get me as your food freedom bestie, so you can you'll have my phone number, you can WhatsApp me at any time if you're not sure, if you need a little bit of motivation, and I like to use voice notes. So if you do ask me a question, I'll send you a voice note with an answer, which means you can, get a really good explanation and hopefully a little bit of my energy through your phone to help perk you up. And you also get the accountability and support from working with a group. I spent 10 years working with groups in Coventry, in the dieting industry, and the support of small groups, and when I say small, I mean 10 or less women, that kind of really helps to keep you fired up, and you make friends for life in group work. And I know there's a few ladies in here that have worked with me in group programs before and know the power of the group. So let me just go through a few common questions that I ask when I run group work. So first one I know is, how much weight will I lose? So whilst many coaches will promise weight loss, and they will say you're going to lose this much in this many weeks, I don't do that. I'm not going to try and entice you to join a program by promising you something that I cannot deliver, because we're all different. We all lose weight at different rates. I'm not giving you a specific diet to follow. It's not like you're following a meal replacement program and I can promise you a stone in X amount of weeks. And to be honest, this program isn't about a quick fix. It's about repairing your relationship with yourself and food. and learning the energy alignment process, learning the manifesting process, so that you can move forward with your relationship with food and yourself. Another question I get asked is, what if I can't stick to it? So to be quite clear, there is nothing to stick to. There is no diet to follow. You don't need to worry about sticking to it. All I need is your commitment to show up for yourself, to do a little bit of this inner work that we've started on tonight, and to allow yourself to start making your mindset shifts and your energy shifts. There are no diets, no exercise routines to follow. How long are the calls? The calls are 60 to 90 minutes, depending on what we're working on that week and who's in the group, how many ladies are in the group, because obviously that depends on how many questions and things there are to talk about. And the calls are going to be running on Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. and we're going to start next Thursday. Okay, if you can't make a call, don't worry, you're going to have the access to the recordings. I'm not going to record the group calls purely because I think, you know, it's nice for you to know that those calls are not recorded, that you can say whatever you want on those calls, and they're not, you know, they're not going to be shown to anyone else, but you will have the clean recordings of the lessons. How much time will you need outside the calls? About 15 to 20 minutes a day to complete your alignment work, because we do a little bit more than what we've covered tonight. So it's probably about a 15-20 minute process doing your alignment work. Most people do it first thing in the morning or last thing at night, or slot it in their lunchtime, but you just need to ideally do it every day. You don't have to speak on the calls. You can if you want, but I also, from years of running groups, I know not everybody wants to speak on the calls, but hopefully after time you'll get really comfortable with the few ladies that you're working with. As I say, it will be a very small group. And what happens after the 8 weeks? So while I'd love to say you'll be completely cured and free from overeating ever again, I think we both know that this takes practice. But what I will say is you're going to have a huge toolbox of strategies to use and practice in the next situations that come up. So that might be next time you go on holiday, it might be next time the kids are off school, next time you've got the grandchildren, next time, you know, Christmas and things like that. So, you know, it's just all that process. Oh, Caroline, thank you. Caroline's just sent me a little message saying she's still in contact with a few of the people from 2 different groups of mine in the past, and they're friends for life. So thank you, Caroline. It's funny, I know Amanda said that to me earlier. She made a best friend at one of my groups many years ago. Why don't I give out meal plans? I think I've kind of covered that. And how much is the investment? Okay, so I wanted to make this as easy as possible for you to join. So the launch price is £444. However, there is an early bird offer of £299. So if you want to join right now and start with me next Thursday, it is £299. That early bird offer is till Sunday, when it will go up to the launch price of £444. Now, there are some added bonuses. You can choose to pay in 2 installments. So you can choose to pay half this month, half next month, as we're working together. However, if you decide to pay in full, you also get a 60-minute one-to-one with me to be taken somewhere in the 8 weeks. Now, what people normally do is take that partway through. It might be that they want some help reviewing their food framework and they want some one-to-one support with that. So they want me to look over what they're eating and things. Or it might be that they've come up with some stuff with the energy work and they feel a bit stuck with shifting it. There's a little bit more intricate work to do. So we have a session so we can clear some of that one-to-one. So yeah, that is everything. I think there are only 10 places. So if you feel ready to fine-tune your human Wi-Fi, to release weight with ease and speed, we will be also moving your weight set point. So there's a whole week on moving your weight set point and unlocking hidden beliefs around your weight, why you might have always stayed at that weight, to, you know, beliefs in your subconscious that you probably don't even know about. And there's a list that I take you through. As I say, we look at balancing your blood sugar roller coaster, balancing your blood sugar or getting off the blood sugar roller coaster, and lots of other things. So if you are interested, let me know and I will send you the link. Now, last of all, Winner, winner, winner. So I promised you, if you stayed till the end, you would be in a chance to win. And I had 54 people sign up to the call, and I started panicking last night. I was like, how am I going to write down 50 names and draw them out of a hat in that moment? So I thought the easiest way to do this is text me, Facebook me, or Instagram me your full name and your biggest challenge when it comes to weight loss. And what I will do tomorrow, I will go live on Instagram or Facebook, probably Instagram, so that's where I'm most active, and I will pull a name out of probably not a hat, probably a bowl, but I will pull a name out. So just text me your full name, because I don't know all of you, or message me on Instagram or Facebook, wherever we're connected. Text me and tell me your biggest challenge with weight loss. And the reason I wanted you to do it that way rather than in an email is, if you don't win, I can still voice note you some tips. Okay, so I can just voice note you some tips about where you might want to start to clearing that, or to moving forward with that, whatever is niggling it with you. Because whilst we all have very similar challenges, for some of you it might be you do really struggle with knowing what to eat, and for others it might be, you know, something completely different. So just let me know, and I will do what I can help with a voice note if you don't win that prize. So that is everything. Oh, in case anyone can't see my number on there and you need it, it's 0773 997 421. So if you're watching live, obviously if you're watching the replay, please don't text me, you will be too late. So thank you so much for watching. My energy, my vibration always like shoots through the roof when I do these lives, because I just love sharing this information. I just love, you know, engaging with you and being able to try and help you move forward with your relationship with food. So just if you've benefited from this tonight, feel free to forward the replay to somebody else so that when it comes out tomorrow, if you can tag me on Instagram, Facebook, and say that you've had a great masterclass and you really recommend that someone signs up for the next one, then please do. And I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Thank you, ladies. I can see all your messages coming through. Really, really do appreciate it. Thank you. And feel free to message me with any questions as well. If you've not wanted to ask tonight and you have got questions, feel free to message me. So yeah, ladies, any questions now? Is there anything, anybody, feel free to come off mute if you have got any questions, feel free to ask. No. Great. Okay. Fabulous. Thank you, ladies. I wish you all a good evening. Take care. Thank you. Oh, Pauline's sad that she's already done it. Oh, thank you. Thank you, ladies. Bye-bye.